Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with Legacy Box. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. Frostie was a root beer brand that began in 1939. The popular drink had a creamy, smooth flavor and was marketed with the slogan, "It's a frosty day when you enjoy Frostie root beer." As the drive-in revolution occurred in the 1950s, the Frostie Company got into the fast food business by acquiring a chain of drive-ins called Stewart's, and later the Dog and Suds chain. Frostie was eventually purchased by Monarch Beverage, and the root beer began to decline. Monarch also owned Dad's Root Beer, so they would put most of their promotional efforts behind Dad's and left Frostie to fade into obscurity. Tab was a Diet Cola introduced by Coca-Cola in the 1960s. The drink was the first diet drink offered by Coke and was marketed towards women who were looking to lose weight. But following the introduction of Diet Coke in the 1980s, Tab's production was scaled back. This created a cult-like following over the next couple decades, but the soda was officially discontinued in 2020. Pepsi's Aspen was a short-lived soda brand that was introduced in the mid-1970s. The drink was an apple-flavored soda that was marketed as a refreshing alternative to traditional cola drinks, and it was aimed at younger consumers. Aspen was known for its bright green packaging and its unique, crisp flavor. The soda did gain a small following, mostly in the western United States, but it was phased out by Pepsi in the early 1980s due to declining sales. 7-Up Gold was a spicy soda introduced by the Dr. Pepper Company in 1988. The drink had a unique flavor, with notes of cinnamon and caramel, and the spicy drink was marketed with the tagline, "Never had it, never will," referring to caffeine. The only problem was, it did contain caffeine. The confusion that came with 7-Up selling a dark-colored caffeinated drink not only led to low sales, but it also led to its eventual cancellation in 1989. In 1985, Coca-Cola introduced a new formula for its flagship drink, and it was called New Coke. The new formula instantly did not sit well with longtime customers, who preferred the original formula. The backlash was swift and very strong, leading Coca-Cola to bring back its original formula within months. Coca-Cola Classic was how they rebranded the original formula, and the failed New Coke was discontinued immediately. Slice was a fruit-flavored soda introduced by Pepsi in 1984, and it was competing against the likes of 7-Up and Sprite. The drink was advertised as a healthier alternative to regular soda, and it came in a variety of flavors, including orange, grape, and the original flavor lemon-lime. The fruity drink maintained it had 10% fruit juice, but over time, that was downgraded to just contains fruit juice. By 2000, Slice was being replaced by the more popular Sierra Mist brand, and a few years later, it was gone completely. The Quir line of soft drinks was introduced by 7-Up in the late 1980s as a response to the growing popularity of non-cola sodas, especially fruit-flavored ones. Quir included a variety of refreshing flavors that were geared towards younger consumers, which also included some diet versions. Despite an aggressive marketing campaign, Quir wasn't that successful, and it would be discontinued by the early 1990s. Jolt Cola was a highly caffeinated drink that was introduced in 1985. The drink was marketed as an energy booster, and therefore became very popular with college students through the 1990s. As energy drinks became the hottest new trend, Jolt found itself fighting for market share against a sea of competitors. The drink that used the slogan, "all the sugar and twice the caffeine," would eventually begin to use the name Jolt Energy, as they moved away from soft drinks to focus primarily on energy drinks. In 2009, the company went bankrupt, but ever since, speculation has been growing that Jolt Cola will try and make a comeback. Crystal Pepsi was a clear, caffeine-free cola launched by Pepsi in the early 1990s, and it was supposed to be a healthier alternative to regular Pepsi. This was a time when everything was going clear, as it was thought to be more pure and better for us. Despite the hype and marketing push behind Crystal Pepsi, the drink just didn't sell, and by 1994, the last remaining bottles were sold, as the brand was discontinued. Surge was a citrus-flavored soda launched by Coca-Cola in 1996, and it was meant to compete with Mountain Dew. The drink was popular with teenagers, and maybe it was just a little ahead of its time, as it preceded the competitive gaming era that Mountain Dew has capitalized on so successfully. By 2003, the edgy drink with low sales was on the way out, but there have been periodic re-releases within test markets that would bring a smile to any hardcore Surge fan. Orbits was a non-carbonated fruit-flavored beverage produced in 1997 by the Clearly Canadian Beverage Corporation that resembled a lava lamp. It was notable for its unique appearance, featuring small, colorful balls suspended in its clear liquid. Orbits came in several flavors and was marketed as a texturally enhanced alternative beverage that was only popular among young people for a very short time. Despite the initial success, sales began to fall, which led to its eventual discontinuation, but there have been rumors that it might be re-released in a limited run. OK Soda was a short-lived soda brand introduced by Coca-Cola in 1993 that targeted Gen X. The drink had a unique, minimalist marketing campaign with the slogan, "Things are going to be okay." From the start, OK Soda wasn't really about the soda, and it utilized various can designs along with unusual marketing efforts to reach young people. OK just didn't resonate with consumers, and within a year, it was discontinued. Pepsi Blue was a blue-colored soda introduced by Pepsi in 2002. The drink, that was promoted by Britney Spears among others, had a berry fusion flavor that was aimed at teenagers. The drink was even promoted at New York Mets games during the 2002 baseball season, but it just never caught on. By 2004, Pepsi discontinued the drink following 2 years of lower than expected sales. Nehi was a brand of fruit-flavored soda that was introduced in the 1920s. It was marketed as a refreshing and flavorful option that came in grape, orange, and peach. Nehi had a sweet and fruity taste, with a distinct flavor unique from other sodas. The drink's slogan was "naturally better," and Nehi enjoyed significant success in the 1930s and 1940s. The brand would eventually become Royal Crown during the 1950s, and the Nehi name would later be retired during the 1990s. Choc-Ola was a chocolate-flavored soda that was introduced in the 1950s. It had a sweet and creamy taste, with a rich chocolate flavor that was certainly different from other sodas. The brand's slogan was "the greatest chocolate drink in the world," which emphasized the quality of the product. Although Choc-Ola was pretty popular in the Northeast, the drink would all but disappear sometime in the 1970s. Bubble Up was a lemon-lime flavored soda that was introduced in the 1920s. The brand slogan was "a kiss of lemon, a kiss of lime, and it's bubble time," which played off the drink's light and effervescent taste. Bubble Up enjoyed some success in the 1940s and 1950s, but it saw a decline during the 1970s. Despite facing increased competition from the larger soda brands, Bubble Up has had a loyal following, which has kept the nostalgic soda around to some degree, but only in niche markets and novelty stores. Rondo was a citrus-flavored soda that was introduced in 1978. Rondo had a bold and distinctive taste, with a combination of tangy and sweet citrus flavors. The brand slogan was "Rondo, the Thirst Crusher," which played on the idea that Rondo was perfect for quenching your thirst. But the drink was actually crushed by its competitors and disappeared during the 1980s. Mr. Pibb was a spicy cherry-flavored soda that was introduced in the 1970s. It was produced by the Coca-Cola Company and began as a cheaper alternative to Dr. Pepper. The brand's mascot was a character named Mr. Pibb, who was a stylish and cool character that had young people drinking it up in the 1990s. Eventually, Mr. Pibb would be replaced by a similar soda called Pibb Extra, and this is the one you may still find around today. Fresca was a grapefruit-flavored soda that was introduced by Coke in the 1960s. It was marketed as a sugar-free and calorie-free alternative to traditional sodas. Over the years, Fresca expanded its flavor offerings to include other varieties such as a peach and a black cherry. Despite some ups and downs, Fresca remained a pretty well-known soda brand, especially with those who were looking for a low-calorie drink. Today, Fresca has been rebranded from a soft drink into a sparkling soda water that is meant to compete with the likes of LaCroix. Little Tom was a brand of soda that came out of Cleveland, Ohio in the 1940s. It was made with pure cane sugar and came in several flavors including root beer, orange, grape, and lemon lime. Little Tom was sold in distinctive 6-ounce glass bottles with a logo that featured a cartoon character of a boy in a top hat. Although it was popular with children, it failed to make a big enough impact, and it was gone by the 1960s. Jasta was a berry-flavored soda that was introduced in the 1990s. It was marketed as a high-energy soda that contained guarana, a natural stimulant. It was made with a blend of fruit juices, including guava, passion fruit, and kiwi, which gave it a distinctive and tropical taste. It was more popular among young people who were looking for a more adventurous and bold soda option. Despite its early success, Jasta struggled and was eventually discontinued in the late 1990s, but there have been calls to revive the brand by die-hard fans. Simba was a fruit-flavored soda that was introduced in the 1960s. The Coca-Cola produced product was marketed as a fruity and refreshing soda that came in several exotic flavors, such as mango, pineapple, and papaya. The brand even featured a cartoon mascot, Simba the Lion, but it struggled to find a following and was eventually pulled from store shelves in the 1970s. Upper 10 was a lemon-lime flavored soda that was introduced in the 1930s. It was known for its unique taste and was marketed as a premium soda brand. It was even endorsed by celebrities of the time, including Elvis Presley. The brand's name was inspired by the top 10 wealthiest families in the United States, further emphasizing its status as a luxury soda. Upper 10 was more popular in the southern part of the United States, but it couldn't keep up with some of the larger brands. Therefore, it was discontinued in the 1970s. Grapette was a grape-flavored soda that came to us in the 1940s. It was known for its sweet and refreshing taste, and was especially popular among children. Grapette was produced in a distinctive bottle, which made it stand out on store shelves. The soda's popularity quickly grew, and it became one of the most popular grape sodas in the United States, competing with other popular brands like Grape Nehi. Despite its popularity, Grapette was eventually overshadowed by larger soda brands, which led to production ending in the 1970s. Hubba Bubba was a brand of soda that was introduced in the 1980s. It was produced by the makers of the popular bubblegum brand of the same name. The original bubblegum flavor was the big offering, but they also created a diet soda with fewer calories and less sugar. It was marketed as a fun and refreshing drink for young people, with a focus on its bubblegum flavor. The brand even featured a cartoon mascot, Max, who was depicted as a hip, sunglass-wearing kangaroo, but it struggled to find a following and was eventually discontinued in the 1990s. Like Cola appeared in 1982, and it was made by 7 Up. Containing only 1% caffeine, Like was packaged in red and blue cans with shooting stars, and the drink was a major sponsor of NASCAR in 1983. Like was competing against other cola drinks and had a difficult time getting distribution, which limited its availability, and that would lead to it being discontinued. Recollection Road has partnered with Legacy Box because we're both all about preserving the past. Why not do the same with your own family home movies and photos? Legacy Box is the simple, safe, they've thought of everything solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or the cloud. Just send in your legacy box filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. Not only is Legacy Box trusted by over 1 million people, but it's professionally digitized right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club.